welcome to the Australian Gamer Show. I'm Matt.
And I'm Yug.
Tonight we're going to be talking about Left 4 Dead 2 is now rated in Australia.
Fairytale porn.
Game trailers.
Brutal Legend demo.
And Game Damage.
And Game Damage.
Game Damage.
Welcome to Game Damage. It just rolls off the tongue, like Game Damage. No?
No, not really. I think it's alright, but I think we've just said it so fucking much.
Actually, that's a very good point. Thank you everyone for actually watching the new Game Damage trailer that's up online. And
if you didn't, go do so.
Yeah, go do so on GameDamage.net. I'd like to think that the trailer actually answers most of the criticism and feedback that was thrown towards us off the original pilot.
Yeah, there was a lot of the couch sucks, get a different thing. Well, we've got a different thing.
Yeah.
There was a lot of Matt looks like a faggot.
Unfortunately, we couldn't fix that.
We haven't corrected that one.
No, we're working on it.
But yeah.
But yeah, look, it was really good to get that out because obviously the new stuff took a lot of effort. It took a whole year to do all just that.
Yeah, I know. It's been a surprisingly long process, this particular process.
But of course, I mean, there's a lot of people asking, so what now? What channel? Where can I see it? And all this kind of stuff. We'll tell you when we know.
When we've got some definites and when we've got some more info, we'll definitely be sharing it. If you actually know Yug or I, you know our Facebooks, you know our Twitters and our...
You have a Twitter?
No, I don't. Oh. But I'm saying in general, all the social media forums and so on. If you know us at all, you would have seen us posting crap. We will disseminate information.
I like the fact that apparently I posted it, reposted it so many times that RWH from our forums, he looked on his Facebook account. You know on the right-hand side how it says highlighted things for your friends? The entire thing was just Game Damage relinks from all people on Facebook.
Sweet.
Which I thought was highly appropriate.
That's
I spammed
awesome.
the shit out of that motherfucker. So,
yeah.
So,
we certainly got it out there. We get it on Kotaku and Paljan and stuff as well. So
yeah. So look, we'll let you know as soon as we know. But again, thank you everyone for checking it out and for the overwhelmingly positive feedback, which was refreshing.
Yeah, it was good deal. We got quite a lot of people going, there was kind of an attitude, I get it. That's what you were going for, which is good. It's better than those two losers need to die.
Yeah. Two?
Well, no, there was a lot of Yahtzee fanboys who were like, Yahtzee can do no wrong.
Yes.
If we didn't like him so much, it must have been a bad day for him.
Yep, there we go.
But the other two clearly need to die.
I love the fact there's so many people out there that they've watched it and then they've criticized Yahtzee for being, a bit too, what's the word I'm looking for?
Dry or something?
Dry and kind of abusive.
Generally unpleasant.
And they say, and then the people who are defending it say, oh no, that's just his character. That's who he's trying to be. It's not.
Yeah, it's not. There's also a lot of people who say Ben a lot.
Yeah, he doesn't like that.
Well, it's not his fucking name.
Not really.
So it would be like calling you Gerald. Look, it's not just.
Put it this way. Yahtzee is one of our best friends. We don't call him Ben. We call him Yahtzee. That's who he is.
There's only one person I know who calls him Ben.
Really?
Or possibly two.
Okay.
His mum and dad. If you are not his mum and dad, don't call him Yahtzee.
Don't
call him Ben.
I don't know. I've heard his mum post on the forums.
Really?
Yeah,
I've heard that.
I've heard that. There was a rumor going around, and we love supporting rumors. Anyway, let's move on from Game Damage because I don't want to say anything else yet because we don't have anything to say. But I just want to say thank you for everyone that watched the trailer.
Left 4 Dead 2. I want to jump into that.
Let's jump right into it.
There's not that much to say about this, unfortunately. It's just that they've basically resubmitted a new version with everything interesting removed and made it an MA 15+.
Whoa. You have no idea what was removed.
Well, I know anything violent, extremely gory and violent was
bullshit.
removed.
It's in a similar way to that Fallout 3 kerfuffle, where they changed the name of morphine sort of thing. I would say that the changes would have been so... We don't know what the changes are. All we know is that...
Well, we know what caused the problem in the first place, which was the kind of close-up melee violence.
Yep.
So that's logically the bit they would have toned down, maybe the...
Yeah.
But I don't, how do you tone that down? Do people not die from melee anymore?
Well, I don't understand what the problem was. They're zombies. They're already dead. So,
yeah, fuck them.
Zombies. Zombies...
There have been a lot of people complaining, and I do support this view, that by undermining a game like Left 4 Dead, you basically remove a vital training tool for forthcoming zombie apocalypse.
Ah, yes.
Australia, if we don't get this game, we will be unprepared.
That's right. But then again, we're in Australia. I mean, can zombies swim? No, we're fine, man. No one cares. No one. So it's in Australia. Think about it. If there was a zombie outbreak in the US, actually, okay, think of that movie, 28 Days Later. You know how it was like an instant sort of thing. You get the blood in your eye, and then you turn to a zombie right away, right? Okay.
Yeah.
There is not going to be any time for a zombie or someone who is carrying the virus or going to turn into a zombie to jump on a plane and fly over to Australia. We're safe.
I'm letting you finish this.
Yeah.
I will interrupt you soon.
Okay.
And say, what if it fucking starts in Australia?
Oh, then the rest of the world's fine.
Yeah, exactly. So we're trapped in Zombie Island. You have seen Undead, right?
No.
Surely
That's an Australian movie.
Didn't we watch
it
it together?
No, we didn't.
That's epic.
That's an Australian movie, isn't it?
It's an Australian zombie movie with alien elements as well.
Brilliant. It is
so good.
That's what you need to combine. So.
Yeah, it was awesome. Highly recommended. But in any case, we're not talking about that.
No.
We are talking about Left 4 Dead 2.
Well, one of the interesting things to come out of this is Gabe Newell, actually from Valve, came to Australia this week, flown down by a kid in Brisbane that convinced him to actually come and paid for his flights. And he actually did a talk, did a big press thing down in Sydney this week where he was talking about the Left 4 Dead ban and all this kind of stuff. And what they've actually done, what they did was they've reappealed for the typical game, and they hope to get that overturned. But they've also put forward the MA-rated version with the changes. But they're still hoping.
So they've both resubmitted it and appealed. So whichever is the best version they can get through will be what we get. And if they do get it approved on the appeal after it's sold, it will be patched.
Yeah, exactly.
To go back to that version.
So I mean, look, good on Valve for. I mean, it's not their fault. They have to work around this shitty fucking system that we have here in Australia. So, good on. Actually, speaking of that, I noticed there were some people actually posting on the forums and saying things like Michael Atkinson isn't actually the only issue with the R18. We don't need Michael Atkinson's issues. That's a front for the rest of the Attorney Generals. Do you know about this?
No, this is someone with no idea spouting off shit he doesn't know anything about.
Right. Okay.
He's basically saying, blah, 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 we don't need an Attorney General. The other Attorney General can simply do what they want on a state level. So
can they?
No.
Oh.
Because it's an international classification system.
Okay.
Sorry, a national classification system. So you can't just do it state by state. It's a ridiculous idea. The problem is the problem. You can't just get around it.
Don't different states have different classification? Like, isn't there still an X-rated thing in?
Yeah, different
ACT?
states can actually have slightly different legislation in classification. Why and how, I'm not quite sure.
So in that case, it could be possible to subvert the Attorney Generals in different states. It just
I'll have
means
to have a look into why exactly there's an X rating in Canberra, because it is true. X-rated titles are actually illegal in all of Queensland. So if you go into, or at least it was until recently, if you go into any adult store, they are breaking the law by selling you those movies. I'd say it's a victimless crime. But it's also a nice segue into Fairytale.
Yes, Fairytale. Fairytale porn. Actually, no, it's called Fairytale Fights.
Fairytale Fights.
Now, this is an interesting story. Basically, I've forgotten the name of the publisher. Not that it really matters. Play Logic. They're releasing a game called Fairytale Fights, and there's been some leaked images that came up online. Starks found it, posted a news post on the front of Australian Gamer that has famous porn star Ron Jeremy and a couple of other not as famous, but I'm sure they're lovely porn stars, Chrissy Lynn and Andy San, I think. Is that Andy Sandimas?
Andy Sandimas.
Sandimas. They're not very good porn names, actually.
No, they're not very good porn names.
Like Misty Jugs or something like that. I would have expected.
You need kind of a lot of vagina kind of names for porn stars.
Yeah, at least, I don't know, Huda McGee or something pornish. But yeah, anyway, they're a bit boring. But I'm sure. I like porn star names that are a takeoff of existing girls. Like Genevieve Jolie, who looks a bit like Angelina Jolie. Right.
And I saw one the other day that I was very impressed by, which was Lindsay Lovehands, which I thought was pretty nice.
Excellent. Well, look, they might not have the right porn names, but I'm not questioning their
the
credibility.
tits,
Yeah, as
and presumably
porn stars.
some of the other attributes that are required for
I'm
a porn
sure.
star.
I'm sure they do all the right things that porn stars are supposed to do. Anyway, PlayLogic are actually using these porn stars, and pictures have been leaked of them in an upcoming promotional advertisement campaign for this game called Fairytale Fights. And I'd never heard of the game before, so I guess this is obviously working already.
We're pretty much pandering at this point to the PR stunt.
Yeah.
And I think quite reasonably so.
Look,
combination of computer games and porn. I think we need to.
All for more publishers actually taking up the suggestion of using porn stars in their promotional campaigns
and in their games
and in my penis.
Right. Okay.
But
not really in. That would be weird.
That would be a bit weird.
Yeah,
No. Oh no! Image out. God no.
Anyway,
the game itself is cutesy and lovely. It's a beat 'em up. You play, I think, as Little Red Riding Hood by the looks of it.
you're Little Red Riding Hood, and the closest I can think of in terms of setting would be something almost as sugary sweet as Viva Pinata. It's really overdone, soppy, cutesy, cuddly. Everything's colourful and bright. Especially the blood.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me a little bit of that Castle Crashers kind of humour.
Yeah.
It's all cute. If you looked at a screenshot, it's like, they're all cute with their bug eyes.
A little bit like Fat Princess as well.
Yeah, except more blood.
More blood and a higher level of detail to the overall.
I actually read a little bit a thing about where they were saying that if you have a sharp weapon, there's different animations to actually slice up your enemies into different pieces.
Yeah, it cuts in different ways depending on the way you cut and stuff. It looks horribly violent, awfully bad. I think it's kind of this whole promo thing is partially to make people a bit aware of.
Well, this is the thing. I actually think it's really clever because imagine if you were trying to actually let people know about this game. It would be really hard to market it as not being a kids game.
Yeah, it would look like a kids game, and that's the first thing you want to avoid. So they've just gone, you know what, Ron Jeremy, giant cock, our game.
Yeah, there we go. That kind of. You know what audience they're trying to appeal to, not the toddler audience, really.
I don't know who Ron Jeremy is or any of his work. By the way, have you seen did you see Orgasmo?
Isn't he called the Hedgehog? That's his nickname, isn't it?
Hedgehog.
The Hedgehog.
Why?
Because he's got a big hairy back and he looks like a hedgehog.
He's an ugly man. For a porn star, he's a really ugly man. Like, a lot of them are just kind of big, sort of muscle men, and they look like fuckwits, but Ron Jeremy is just very weird.
I always thought that was the appeal, though, was that he's the everyman.
He's the everyman.
If Ron Jeremy can fuck this girl, anyone can.
Yeah. Have you ever seen him interviewed?
No.
I did see him interviewed once, and he's extremely funny.
Yeah?
He's a really, really nice guy, and he came across as a very nice, very funny man. Which, not the expectation of a porn star. He did also play a piano.
Oh.
With his cock.
Well,
he was actually slamming the keys with his penis.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, yep, that's
not
the
that
industry.
Not that he could get, like, a chord or anything. It was kind of, you kind of one note at a time.
Yeah, there'd be a bit of puppetry of the penis there to get, like, play an actual tune.
Yeah, to play any level of...
And don't get me wrong, that's not exactly going to sell out any shows. Just, hey, what are you doing? I bang a cock on a piano. Yeah.
That would sell shows in the right place.
Actually, it probably would. You're right. So yeah, check out there's some blurry photos on Australian Game on the news section. So.
They've had the tits removed.
Of course they have. Oh, no, not removed.
Not removed.
They haven't had them removed.
Yeah, no.
They're just censored.
Yeah, they've had the tits censored with fish.
Really?
They were little fish. Did you not notice that?
No, I didn't notice that.
They were little fish, and that freaked me out a little bit.
I don't. What kind of person finds and sources these images and then goes, oh, that's a bit too risque. I need to censor this out. What could I use? I could use that black rectangle sort of thing that's used on every other censored bit. A little star or a little lens flare thing. Yeah. So how about a fish?
Well, presumably it's the logo of whoever put, like, whatever website, fish.
Yeah, but still.
rus.com or something.
Fishes are us. New scoop. Porn stars in video games. Yeah. Just doesn't work. I don't see it, but anyway.
Let's talk about game trailers.
Well, actually, I want to get back to that because I want to speak a little bit at length of that, and I can wobble on till the end of the podcast.
Oh, God, and I can go and do something else.
Yeah, exactly. Brutal Legend demo, though. This is interesting because it came out this week.
Yep, it did indeed.
Matt has downloaded and played it.
Most of you would have downloaded and played it.
I haven't.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it came out. I'm a little bit pissed off about this. So, different perspectives here. So, how is it, first of
I
all?
mean, different perspectives. Yours of ignorance, mine of knowledge.
'Cause
This is the standard positions that we
Bugger off,
take.
there's going to be people listening to this podcast that have not downloaded the... There's poor kids in Ethiopia that don't have high broadband connections. Like
Yeah,
us.
those poor kids have to struggle through with a basic dial-up. That's the main problem Sudan has. Imagine trying to start like a charity for broadband in disadvantaged areas. That would be great. Like these areas that are currently like war-torn and where like rape and murder are the main problems.
Yep.
Trying to get them broadband would be just awesome.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's start the campaign.
Start the campaign.
No,
online games.
online-
That's what these kids don't have.
Save the children 1 megabyte at a time.
Oh, I like it.
You like it? Yeah.
And we'll try to encourage like war games so they can relieve the
Well, are there any
horrors
games
of
that,
their actual
no,
life.
Get games that are actually set in their home countries.
That'd be nice.
I call it. Where does Call of Duty go? That goes to
pretty much everywhere.
Pretty much. Well, any of
A lot
those,
of the Middle East.
Middle East. Any of those war games that go to those countries, get those games into the hands of those kids.
Kids, little African kids playing Far Cry 2.
Is this politically incorrect?
Yes.
Fuck! I am so glad.
I feel like hey, it's Saturday.
I know. I was just about to say I'm so glad that we are of such a low level on the general population radar that we can get away with doing and saying whatever we want.
Yeah.
You know.
That's
As
great.
opposed to hey, it's Saturday that has what did they do? They had a couple of black people painted
they
black.
had a couple of people painted black.
What's wrong with that?
It's an established concept of blackface. The problem is you look at it and you just go, oh, it's someone pretending to be black. But it comes from a history of savage racism. It comes from a history of mockery. It used to be done to mock.
Did we have that kind of history here in Australia, though?
Undoubtedly we did.
Okay.
Undoubtedly we did. I mean, we're pretty distant from it now. We can just go, oh, we were fine. But it doesn't take many movies to see. I watched one a while ago that was called The Tracker, and it showed in the 50s white policemen murdering villages of Aboriginals in the bush, and it was I don't think it was based on a true story, but it was based on the kind of events that happened. This is getting a bit political for
just a little
for
bit.
AG, but
I know.
we'll go back to sort of racist abuse soon. But I think it would be unwise for us to think that we were somehow free of that. We are certainly not.
No.
And if you think we are, ask any of the Tasmanian Aboriginals that you come across.
Why is that?
Because they were wiped out to a man.
Ah.
Yeah.
Right.
So there are none left.
I did not realise
they were made extinct. So
wow.
So yeah, that's not good.
Okay.
Granted, that was like before the 50s. Like this was.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure if should I feel guilty now or no.
I don't know. I think you should have the traditional white guilt that we're supposed to have. I don't think you should be more or less guilty as a result of knowledge.
Okay.
But you should know. You should know that.
I should know, and I'm glad
know.
I'm glad I know. I'm just not sure at what guilt level I should be at the moment.
Well, I don't know that I can really prescribe that. I don't think that's my
Come
job.
on, let's get off this
Brutal Legend demo.
Brutal
Let's go
Legend.
back to Brutal Legend
Jesus,
demo. Brutal
what a
Legend
fucking
demo was
sidetrack.
fucking awesome, and if you haven't downloaded it, do so now. It's not a small demo; it's a good chunk of download.
I was
1.2 gigs.
just about to say, of course, it was fucking awesome. It had Jack Black in it, but he hasn't been very awesome lately. So
what has he done that's been unawesome?
King Kong.
Oh, that was ages ago, dude. Let it go. Let it go.
No, I can't.
He's done Tropic Thunder since
Okay,
then.
Tropic Thunder was great. But there were some other things he was in. See, they were so insignificant. I blotted them out of my memory.
He certainly has lost that. Oh my god, Jack Black is a fucking legend from the Tenacious D tribute sort of era.
Just a little bit. He's become a little bit more mainstream.
Yeah. But,
nothing wrong with that. But yeah, anyway, Brutal Legend, how is it?
Brutal Legend is really, really good. It's interesting to see how much effort has been put into the story and the dialogue and the voice acting and that kind of thing. I don't know if the actual combat is up there where it should be, but I've seen so many games with crappy story pulled along by solid gameplay.
Yep. And
it'll be interesting to see if the lesser gameplay can be pulled along by a solid story and writing. And I think it can, and I think it will.
I hope it can. And more importantly, to me, that sounds like a game I'd rather play than just a game with solid gameplay, but
Yeah,
with a
yeah.
shitty story. I'm sick of the shitty storylines and games I don't care about.
Yeah,
sort of thing,
it doesn't feel like an afterthought. It feels like something someone's put a lot of fun and a lot of love into, and it's obvious that there's passion and creativity and intelligence to it, and I hope it does really well as a result of that.
Yeah, yeah, good. I'm
Tim
looking forward to it.
Schafer's got a dubious track record, but
No, he doesn't. What do you mean dubious track record?
in terms of commercial success.
Yeah, actually, that's
Yeah.
true.
But
Critical success.
no, critical success right on up there. Everyone has a high degree of respect for him. He's interesting in that he shows what can be done and shows how everything that's wrong with the games industry is our fault
Yeah,
as gamers. We're the ones who are buying FIFA. We're the ones who are buying...
That's it. And unfortunately, in this, oh my god, Transformers Revenge of the Fallen was the best movie ever generation, it can be a little bit hard to find commercial success with that kind of audience.
I'm just looking at you now thinking, does he honestly think that people think that?
Yes!
Really?
Obviously! Look at how much it fucking made.
It did make a lot. It did do quite well, the game, and you do have to...
The movie did well. I don't... I wonder sometimes if I'm losing touch. Am I losing touch? Do I not understand and comprehend what the kids in today's society?
I was going to say,
want?
the instant you say kids these days,
I know I'm
you
old.
are out of touch. Definitively.
No,
that's the line. That's when you've crossed the line.
Fuck, you might be right. But you know what I mean, right? I'm just like, you can't watch a movie. Oh, you know what I watched the other day? I watched G.I. Joe, the movie, right?
Oh, really?
Have you seen it?
No.
Okay, I watched G.I. Joe, the movie, and on any other day, it's a bad movie. Like, it's an over-the-top action spectacle with the characters are paper thin. The special effects, they're great, but it was just one of those movies where there's no substance to it whatsoever.
Yeah.
Even some of the big blockbusters have substance to it, but
I
enjoyed it. Do you know why?
Why?
Because it was better than Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. All they needed to do, and which they did in G.I. Joe, that made it enjoyable for me, was take out the leg-humping fucking robots, the hip-hop fucking robots, and the dangling balls. Just that sense of humor. The fact that G.I. Joe took itself seriously, even though it was shit, I enjoyed it. Thank you, Michael Bay, for making me lower my fucking standards.
Nice. That's excellent.
Yeah, so I am so off topic here, I don't even know what we were talking about.
We were talking about the Brutal Legend demo, and we're basically saying that everyone should give it a go in readiness for buying the game.
Cool. Yep, I'm up for that.
Because I've talked to a lot of people who are like, yeah, I'm buying it. And I'm hoping that's representative of a big group who say, this is what we want.
Yep.
This writing.
Yep.
Love, attention, character, story, script. It's really funny. There's some laugh out loud funny stuff, even just in the demo. And the demo is, by the way, mostly cutscene.
Okay.
So, but that's fine because it they had to establish the story and they had to establish the characters, and so you kind of see the opening cutscene that shows how he got into this.
Look, I'm up for this. I want to download it. I want to check it out, definitely.
So yeah, everyone else who hasn't downloaded it, give it a look. Unless you're one of those weirdos who won't play demos, which else who won't play demos. In fact, he leaves the room if I play a demo.
And trailers, actually.
Demos and trailers, he's against them.
He's pure. He likes to keep himself pure.
Yeah. He wants an unadulterated gaming experience. Speaking of unadulterated gaming experiences,
yes.
Before you launch into your game trailers thing, and I can have a nap.
Yep.
I just wanted to tell the fine people that I have been playing Dungeon Hunter on the iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
I downloaded this thing and it was $9 and it's fucking epic and awesome.
Oh yeah, you just showed me. It looks like Dungeon Siege.
It's very Dungeon Siege. The only difference I can really see between it and Dungeon Siege is that it looks like a bit more attention to detail has been played. The interface actually works better than Dungeon Siege. It's probably a better game in most respects. The balance is a bit better.
Yep.
In terms of Dungeon Siege got too easy, too quick. This has taken a bit of time. I think I've out-leveled it now, and I think I'm actually, the difficulty curve is a bit off, but generally not too bad. Cheers. Fun work on falling over.
Sorry, I almost fell off my chair, and not because of what you were saying or anything.
No.
Just this chair's dodgy.
Yeah, so it's really good, and it's certainly worth the $8.99 that it costs.
Yeah, there's a shitload of games on the iPhone that I've actually been doing Google searches trying to find your top 10, top 20 free because I don't want to pay too much yet. I spent $60 as soon as I got the iPhone just downloading shit, and I went, actually, hold on. let me see what's free and out there sort of thing. So I've just been downloading heaps of stuff.
I also thought it was worth pointing out that I downloaded a bunch of apps when I first bought my iPhone, and when I first got it, and it was only recently when I went to buy the Dungeon Hunter and it rejected my card that I thought, this is uncool. I've got money on my card. Then I checked my details in the billing and found out that, oh, that's right, I bought a song for GameDamage on Yug's card about 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So I've been buying all my apps courtesy of Yug.
Yeah, which is interesting because it took my negative credit card balance just down to a lower negative. Actually, it was going up. It went from negative 30, negative 70. Yay! It's gone up in the opposite direction.
Yeah, so well
Thanks
done there.
for that. Yeah, well done. But yeah,
I'm glad I could help.
Anyway, yeah, do check out that game in the offer. It looks like a game,
There's
which
a bunch
I approve of.
There's a bunch of games by the company Gameloft. Pretty much all. Blaze of Fury, which is a fighting game.
They're all 3D
Dungeon
gamey looking
Hunter.
games. So
They look like games. They look like anything you'd see. Not on the DS. They look better than DS games. They look more like a PSP.
yeah, cool.
So it's really interesting to see the iPhone starting to compete in that area.
Cool. Game trailers. All right. I watched before we did the podcast, we watched a couple of the latest game trailers, sort of thing, the ones that interested us.
We did. Stuff.
Mainly the new one for Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories, Modern Warfare 2, Final Fantasy 13. It was just something I noticed while I was watching them, how full-on cinematic trailers are actually getting these days. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't remember back to when movies and the trailers for movies, they were good, but they were more just sort of snippets of them, sort of thing.
Yeah, some of them are getting pretty good, and I think the first two that you said were good examples of that. But I do have to say, we've seen Final Fantasy do long cinematics as a trailer before.
Yeah.
We've been burned by that before. I think Final Fantasy VIII was a really good example of the use of CG instead of in-game footage. Now, they did have in-game footage in there.
They did. And
but
the in-game footage looked great. It
looked
good.
great, but it was so stylistically different to the cutscenes. It was very obvious that you were looking at a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, that's true. And I do just have to ask, when did Final Fantasy start to... When did Capcom take over the series? I'm sorry, like that cutscene, the new one with the English speech and everything like that,
yeah, there was
it just
a
looks
TGS
so
video.
fucking cliched.
When did Final Fantasy turn into an overdramatic, stupid romance with?
Look, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I'm just, for some reason, in my mind, the previous Final Fantasy games, 7, 8, 10, they had more substance to them. There was the characters. They didn't sound like whiny emo. Oh, God.
Are you even talking about the same fucking game series? Because seriously,
I know.
that's all they ever were. And don't get me wrong, I love especially Final Fantasy 7 and 9. For some reason, those two stand out for me. But but they always were overdramatic, overwritten, overwrought, bullshit, soppy stories.
I know. I can't.
And especially, they were incredibly pretentious and overdone in the video cutscenes.
Okay, all right. I can't back this up. For some reason, just the way that trailer was cut together, with the majority of the scenes just between the guy and the girl going, oh, hold me, oh, it was, I don't know, it was too much, all in one hit.
I remember quite a few bits of cutscene from various different Final Fantasies, and there was some footage there was always some footage that was like technically good. I think the ballroom dance scene that was done for Final Fantasy VIII was really impressive technically.
Yep.
But there was some some other scenes that were rendered that were like people coming in on drop ships and sliding down.
Exactly.
These kick-ass action sequences that were way better and often didn't end up in the trailer. And I'm hoping that the trailer that we saw for Tokyo Game Show is representative of them taking not the most awesome scenes, rather than this is the most awesome.
Which to me doesn't make sense for a trailer. But anyway, hey, that's...
No, it was Tokyo Game Show, and Japan, I think, probably has a different sensibility for this sort of thing than we do.
Yeah, that's a good point. But you know what they need to do? They need to do a Rockstar. They need to put Rockset as the soundtrack.
Yeah,
this Japanese bullshit.
Rockset. No. I'm with you there.
I approved of that highly.
Yeah.
And Modern Warfare 2 just looks the fucking shit. It just looks amazing.
I have to say, by the way, that I heard that song, The Look, by Roxette, come on the radio or something. I was somewhere the other day.
I thought you were about to say I heard it when it first came out.
Oh, no, I did.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, no, I did. I actually remember having a sleepover party with friends, and we had that playing on record on
the record.
On the record. Yeah, we had the record, man. It had a good album cover too. Anyway, the point is, I was singing along with it, and I knew every word off by heart. And my girlfriend was saying,
"You know every
what
word.
Is this?
All the fucking words are just no.
How much is juvenile scam never was good? It tasted like a raindrop. She's got the look like that whole thing.
Oh my god, you do?
Yeah, I do. I really do. And worse still, I actually know all of the lyrics for all of the songs on the album as well, not just that.
Wow.
Yeah, I loved that album so much when I was a kid.
For what it's worth, just to make you feel not so bad, I know all the lyrics for all the songs on the Seal album.
Really?
Yeah.
The one with Crazy?
Both.
Whoa, dude.
I know. Crazy and Kissed by a Rose.
Wow.
I know. You got any others in your closet?
I could probably mention that the first concert I ever went to was a John Farnham concert with my mum.
Ooh. Oh,
That's a double burn, that one.
Oh, hold on. No, okay, I got one. I memorized all the lyrics for the Vanilla Ice Turtle Power song
I had that
for the
one.
movie.
That wasn't Vanilla Ice.
No, that was MC Hammer. MC Hammer was the first one, and Vanilla Ice did the one in the sequel, which was Ninja Rap. Ninja Rap.
Sure?
Go.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely sure, because he was in the movie as well.
Yeah, no, I believe you on the Vanilla Ice one. It was the early one.
And hold on. The second concert I ever went to with my girlfriend, and I actually went right up the front and was one of those people. And in their DVD, when they're in Brisbane, you can actually see, because they videoed it, you can see me along with all the other screaming girls in the front.
Other screaming girls, yep.
Savage Garden.
Oh my god.
I know.
Wow. I always love their name because they're not savage in any way.
No, it's like Savage Garden.
It was just savage.
Anyway,
Garden, that works.
Yeah. Anyway, we've totally lost it now. I think we should wrap this up.
Yeah, just quickly, we didn't really talk to any degree about the trailer for Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, look, I just think Rockstar can do no wrong, really. I mean, between that one and the last one specifically for Gay Tony that actually had the disco music in it, which you hated. I don't understand.
I wasn't a big fan of the music. I thought the trailer was well done, but it wasn't my my thing. But Roxette, they won me back.
And they've got the tank, which I approve of. And jumping off motorcycles onto jumbo jets. And
there was a lot of really stupid shit,
which is awesome. I approve of.
But mostly they made it look like it's going to be a really kick-ass game, and that's what they needed to do, and they did it well. So
yep. Cool. All right. Also, just quickly before we sign off, obviously we were at the 48-hour gaming competition last week, and I don't think we've actually updated the site to actually say who the winners were. Wow, I'm so unprepared. I can't remember who the winner. I know Curious Bear actually won the professional.
They won the professional thing with a game in which you have to make giant robot weddings have been allowed, and you have to, as God, I'm not quite sure why, help get rid of clouds that might threaten the robot wedding and protest.
And they had this whole government propaganda campaign sort of thing hanging over it, allow robot marriage sort of thing,
Yeah.
No, robot marriage rights.
Yeah.
When they even made up badges for it. So I thought there's the effort right there.
That was pretty good.
They've made the game and the marketing campaign. Credit on that one. The actual winners for the amateur competition, it was the platforming one.
Yes, it was.
The platforming where you jump up clouds. I can't remember the name of the people though.
It wasn't Feisty. It was the team next to them. Crap.
We are shithouse at this. I apologise.
I apologise to that team especially.
But we will make a post on the actual website and let you, for all those that were actually following it, know. So yeah.
There was some amazing talent there, and it was really good to see what people ended up with. There was some really cool stuff.
It's really impressive to see what people with no sleep for 48 hours can come up with.
Wasn't it Black Wolf?
Maybe.
Yeah, pretty sure it was Black Wolf Studios. They came up with the final.
Cool. But yeah, anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in, and we will talk to you again next week.
We will indeed. Bye-bye.